So I'm recording this like 5 seconds after the direct is actually done, and I just want to say I'm kind of disappointed by the direct. I do think there were some really good announcements, and I'll get to that. But it just felt like after the Mario section, there wasn't really anything new announced. Like, there was a couple games, a couple Nintendo games at least. Like, we got the new Fire Emblem at the end, which I personally don't really care about. We got Pokemon Minecraft. But I just want to go in order and talk about the announcements and what I thought about them. So immediately we started with the Super Mario 40th Anniversary section, which I think we all knew were coming. I know a lot of people were saying that it wasn't going to happen, but I thought it was incredibly obvious. And the first big announcement we got was the Mario Galaxy movie, which I actually posted about yesterday. Like, if you see my community post, there was a trademark or something for it, and I'm really hyped for that. Like, I enjoyed the original Mario movie. Like, it had a lot of nice references to the series, but the Mario Galaxy games are my favorite games in the series, so actually having a whole movie for that is something I'm really looking forward to. And then I was thinking maybe they're just going to release Super Mario Galaxy 3 with this. And while that didn't happen, we are getting Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 remastered on the Switch. Now, I think this is a good thing because I think it gives more people a chance to play this, but it's not something that I'm that hyped for because I have the All-Stars collection on Switch that has Mario Galaxy, and Galaxy 2 I already have on my Wii, which is still very accessible for me. Like, I don't have my Wii plugged in, but if I really wanted to play it, it doesn't seem like there's any new content for it. Like, if they were adding new levels or some kind of DLC, they would have announced it here. But it's still cool because I know a lot of people were looking forward to Galaxy 2, so I'm happy for them. And something I'm actually more hyped for than the game, I wouldn't say that I'm more hyped than the movie for this, but the storybook looks really cool. Like, I always loved the story in Mario Galaxy. It's one of the reasons it's my favorite main series Mario games and arguably my favorite game of all time. I have like all like the Zelda Hyrule Historia, those books. I have the Mario Encyclopedia, the Odyssey art collection. I just like having the physical books, so the fact they're making a storybook that's replicating the one we see in the game is just amazing. I'm 100% getting that. And then it also seemed like Nintendo's kind of bringing Amiibo back, just because we haven't really seen too many, and I know we'll get like a couple a year, but they had a lot of announcements in this direct, like the Mario Galaxy ones, which I know it's probably gonna be like $30, but I actually might have to pick up one of these. Like, these big ones that they've released for like Bonanza that just cost a ridiculous amount, so the price kind of sucks, but I'm gonna consider getting one, especially if I can maybe get it like second hand or something. Besides that, I'll get to that later, but we got one for Metroid, for Kirby, and I forgot if I'm forgetting any. But anyway, to finish off the actual Mario announcements, even because the next one's not really a Mario game, Mario Tennis Fever looks cool. Like, there's the story mode, which, like in Mario sports games, it's usually hit or miss. In recent Mario Tennis and Mario Golf games, it's been alright. Like, it's not, I don't think anyone's buying the game just for that. But it's good to get some Mario sports support this early in the system's life. Like, I actually predicted this. I said they were going to make a Mario sports game early on. Now, I was hoping for a new baseball game, but you know what, that's fine, because it at least shows that they probably have something else planned for either maybe next year or the next year after. And the game looks cool. Like, it seems like it's just standard Mario Tennis game. If it costs like $80, I don't think a lot of people are getting it, but I would get this game if it was maybe like $50, like on sale. Also, I completely forgot to mention this, but Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know if there's enough content in it that's going to justify me spending, I don't know how much money on this. Like, if it's a $10 upgrade, maybe. There's nothing in this that I found like too crazy. I guess it's just the Bella Bell Park, which has some new modes, and it's cool, but I don't know if it's something that I'll be getting. The new Yoshi game looks pretty cool. I didn't play the recent one on Switch. I still need to play that. But usually I've been a pretty big fan of the Yoshi series. Like, I love Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Island ES. And this game looks, I also love Yoshi's Woolly World, I forgot about that. But this game looks really cool. It looks like a traditional Yoshi game. I think if you like the Yoshi series, this is something to look forward to because they very rarely miss. If you're not into Yoshi games, then I don't think this game is going to change anything for you. But this was the last Mario game talked about in the Direct. Or I shouldn't even say a Mario game because I doubt he's even going to be in it. And I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have like another surprise. Like, there was no, like, I was hoping for like a Mario RPG or something, but maybe that's asking for too much from the Mario series, because we did get decent announcements. It was nothing too huge within like the video game series. I think the Mario movie announcement is pretty huge. So the Mario section I was overall happy with. I think it could have been better, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. Then we got some games like rapid fire announcements for games like I don't really care about at all. The next game that they talked about that I actually do care about is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. This was one of my favorite games on the 3DS. I play this constantly, and I was really hyped when they first showed the trailer. And it's coming out in spring, so my guess is probably like April or something. But this game looks really cool. Like, I was just thinking there would be a big apartment building like the first one, but it seems like all these Miis are going to have their own homes. And in the original Tomodachi Life, you didn't really have much you could do within the world. Like, you can like go to different places and just see the Miis there, but this seems a lot more interactive because you could actually move the Miis around, have them interact, and it looks like you could really like explore the entire island. And I think this is probably going to be better than the original, because the original, while obviously very fun, it's one of my favorite 3DS games, it was very limited being on the 3DS. So I really hope Nintendo can make this whole island feel just a lot more alive. Like, it seems like they're going to add like a lot new places, a lot of new ideas. And yeah, like this is a game I know a lot of people probably don't care about if you didn't play the original, but give this a try if you're into like any of these quirky simulation games. It's completely worth it. Then they revealed Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection and Hades 2, not games I really care about that much. Like, I've never played either of them. I mean, I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat like here and there, but I don't even think I ever owned a copy of it. But if you're into that, that's cool. I know a lot of people like the original Hades game, so happy for them too. Like I mentioned, Kirby Air Riders is getting amiibo, and these are probably going to cost a lot. It reminds me of Skylanders Swap Force, where you could take out like the top of the Skylander and swap it with something else. Like, you can basically do the same thing here, where you put different characters on these different stars. And again, it's cool, but I think this is just going to be like probably $30 or something, and I'm not really a big Kirby fan, so it's probably not worth it for me. They showed off some Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which I thought was a given to show off, and it's coming out in November. I'm not a big fan of the Warrior games, so I'm more interested in if this has like any like lore implications. Like, it could be interesting to see like the story elements it has, but as for the game itself, maybe I'll pick it up and just give the game another try. But the game does look interesting, at least. I actually do like how you're able to use like the Zonai devices, and how they're really going to try to get more background for the story, because it seemed like there were things missing in Tears of the Kingdom. Then we got Dragon Quest, which I've never been interested in that series, so I'm just gonna skip past that. And one of the big announcements that literally not a single person predicted. If any of you predicted this, just show me some proof and I'll give you a shout out, because out of all things to bring back for their Nintendo Online, like, I thought maybe they were going to announce more GameCube games, maybe they were going to even bring back the DS or something like that. But instead we got Nintendo Classics Virtual Boy with an actual Virtual Boy system, or not an actual system, but like a physical Virtual Boy device thing that you put your Switch 2 into. And I actually can't believe they made this. Now, the Virtual Boy had like 5 games, and I don't really think most of them are worth playing. I know there's like a Wario game or something. There was Mario Tennis, obviously, which is what they showed off. But it would be cool if they use this to make some more games, maybe with not red and black graphics. Now, obviously, the technology is a lot better now, so I don't think Nintendo is gonna. So I don't think that this is gonna cause as many headaches as the original did. I also want to get this as long as it doesn't cost a ridiculous amount. If they're trying to charge like $200 for this, then it's just not worth it to play these games. But if this is available for a reasonable price, which is asking a lot for Nintendo, I'd definitely like to try this, just because it's just a very interesting thing. I think I may have used a Virtual Boy once. I forgot if I did. But it's just more for the novelty of this. Like, Nintendo, since the Switch 1, really, like, they've been bringing back a lot of old Nintendo hardware, like having the NES, SNES controllers available, I think, on the original Switch. And then on the Switch 2, they added the GameCube controllers. There's the N64 controllers you can use. So it's actually pretty cool how they're bringing back controllers from previous systems that you can use on the Switch and Switch 2, even if they are overpriced. And that was kind of the last big announcement for me for a while. Like, Metroid Prime 4, like, we finally got a release date. We didn't learn too much more about it. Like, we got to see the new motorbike feature, which is cool. We got to see a new amiibo for it. And Metroid Prime 4, I know that's a big game, and looking forward to it. And there wasn't going to be too much they were going to show off, because it is coming out so soon. Donkey Kong Bonanza is getting DLC, and the DK Island. Not going to lie, the Emerald Rush DLC, like, I don't know how much it costs yet. They probably released it since it's literally coming out today. It didn't really interest me that much. DK Island could be cool. I think that might be a free thing. I think Emerald Rush is just the paid DLC, but I'm not entirely sure. But it's a cool update. And then Pokemon, I gotta talk about like Pokopia, Pokemon Minecraft, or Stardew Valley, whatever you want to compare it to. I think it's a very interesting project. It kind of reminds me of something that would be like a 3DS game where they had like all those random Pokemon spin-offs coming out. And I think it could be a decent game. I'm not the biggest fan. Like, I enjoyed Stardew Valley, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I think this is a pretty like neat idea from Nintendo, because they usually don't make games like this where you can customize like your own world. So I'm just kind of interested to see what they do and how they mix it with Pokemon. We of course got some Pokemon Legends. We got another trailer for the DLC for Legends AZ. And then we just got then we got a couple more announcements of Monster Hunter Stories 3 and Dynasty Warriors. And it finished off with, and it seemed like the last announcement was going to be Resident Evil 9 or Resident Evil Requiem, and I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. It's one of my favorite non-Nintendo series. And it's really cool to see it get supported on the Switch too. I'm probably still going to play it on PS5 just because it's going to run and look better on there. But I think this is some good third-party support. It's going to give a lot of people who may not have played it otherwise a chance to play this. Resident Evil 7 Village are two of my favorite games also, and I'm not going to buy it on Switch just because I already own the games. But if you haven't played this and maybe you don't have another system you could play it on, I highly recommend these games. We also saw like new footage for Resident Evil 9. Like, I don't think this is footage that we saw before. I could be wrong. So if this is the kind of third-party support Nintendo's still gonna get, then I think it's a good sign for the Switch too. And then the final announcement was Fire Emblem. I haven't finished a Fire Emblem game, I should say, since Awakening back in like 2014 whenever I first got it. I just don't really play tactical RPGs that much. I think this is cool, like, if you were a Fire Emblem fan, it's probably interesting. I just really don't like the art style of the new Fire Emblem games. I don't know, like, it's a nitpick. It's not the reason I don't play this, but I don't know, I just never liked this art style. I was just kind of disappointed. Like, I know I went over all the games now, but there were really not that many big announcements after Mario. Like, we got the movie, the new Yoshi game, we got the Mario Galaxy remasters. But after that, the only two new Nintendo games that were announced were the Pokemon game and Fire Emblem. Like, we didn't get any big reveals. We got new content for existing games. We got some new information for upcoming games. And while that's expected and appreciated, because obviously we want to know more about games coming out, I was just disappointed that we didn't really get like that big announcement, like that, like something that appeals to the most of Nintendo fans, because Fire Emblem is still a fairly niche series, even though it is more popular than it used to be. I'm talking about like if there was a brand new Mario game reveal at the end, like something like a 3D Mario, if they just randomly announced at the end, or a new Zelda, or a new Animal Crossing, like, or even if you want to say a new Smash game, which I don't think most people thought was actually going to happen. I was hoping there'd be an announcement like that to close it out. I don't think it was a bad Direct. I'm disappointed by it, just because for a whole hour I was hoping that there would be a lot more new announcements of big games. There were a lot of games like that just felt like filler, like games that I think a lot of people watching just didn't care about. It's definitely better than something like the Partner Showcase, which, I mean, it's hard to compare because that's just third-party games, and I was really disappointed by that. I was hoping for some cool third-party announcements, and I got almost nothing I was interested in. But I will say there were definitely some things in this that I am looking forward to. So it wasn't like it was, the worst Direct or anything. I don't think it was the best either. I don't think it was close to the worst. It was probably in the middle for me. At least now we finally know something's happening for Mario's 40th anniversary. We don't have to speculate anymore. This is probably the last Direct until maybe January or February, because I think they're going to have a lot of new games they want to show off in 2026. But yeah, that's just all my opinions on the Direct. I didn't write a script for this or anything. I'm just going off my initial thoughts, so maybe some of my thoughts will change like as time goes on. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What games are you looking forward to? Were you disappointed by the Direct? Did you predict anything? Like, I know a lot of people predicted Galaxy 2. I predicted a Mario Sports game. Galaxy 2, I thought there was a good chance. I definitely didn't see a new Yoshi's game coming. I might have mentioned something like that, but I didn't really believe it. I did mention something about them showing off the new Mario movie, but I could never have guessed it was the Mario Galaxy movie until literally just last night. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be talking more about these games coming soon. This has been Domain with Game Domain, and I'll see you next time.